Earth is the only planet with life on it. Animals, plants, and microorganisms constitute the living world. Anywhere that one happens to look, a variety of plants will attract one's eyes. Some plants grow in marine water, while some in fresh water. Some beautify hill tracts, while others enliven deserts. In fact, different types of plants require different types of climates. When a plant gets suitable climatic conditions, it grows well, bears flowers and fruits. Gardens and crop fields vary in purpose, size, style, and content. The only common factor among them is the control of environment. Soil, water, temperature, and light are taken as far as possible out of nature's hands. Here, a hardy plant is biologically programmed to live in a particular climate. A greenhouse is a way of upgrading the local hardiness zone through control of climate. Here, with the help of certain equipments and scientific techniques, it is possible to create an ideal condition of temperature, light, air, and humidity for a specific group of plants. When ancient man gave up a nomadic existence and settled down in one place and adopted agriculture as a means of livelihood, he discerned the advantage of climate control. He discovered that by controlling the climate, crops can be grown out of season and fresh fruits, vegetables, and flowers may be obtained similarly.
Archaeological evidences show that Greeks and Romans succeeded to a degree in creating an indoor environment to grow various plants throughout the year. In the 17th century, orangeries were built in France to grow oranges and other citrus fruits for the privileged royal palates. The Victorian era may be held as the golden age of the greenhouse. Architects applied various technologies to build better greenhouse structures.
As technology improved, so did the greenhouse. Because of man's persistence, the greenhouse idea has advanced to our present-day structures of glass and metal, plastic and wood. The size of the greenhouse, its construction cost, the utilities connections, and the energy cost for maintaining the greenhouse should be considered before finalizing the site. In most cases, greenhouses are built in the garden, although it is possible to put a small greenhouse on a balcony. Availability of good daylight throughout the year must be ensured. To protect the greenhouse from chronic weather problems like strong winds and heavy snow and rainfall, relevant building codes must be adhered to. The ideal location provides optimum growing conditions and lets the gardener work conveniently throughout the year. It presents the most pleasant appearance possible in the landscape, as well as additional land left for future expansion of the greenhouse. The ideal location is one where the morning sun warms the greenhouse and then disappears behind a large tree that is exactly south of the greenhouse. Late in the afternoon, the greenhouse will once again get the sun. To achieve this situation, the greenhouse should be in the north-south direction.
The type of greenhouse to be selected depends on several factors like budget, the amount and location of the space available, the climate, and the various plants which are to be grown in the greenhouse.
Conventional even-span greenhouses are symmetrical house-shaped buildings with pitched roofs. The walls may be vertical or angled. They may be built entirely of glass or plastic. Sometimes the lower half of the wall may be constructed of solid materials such as brick or cement. Even-span greenhouses admit maximum available light. Because of its relatively large size, its cost may be higher. A lean-to greenhouse leans against and shares a wall with another structure. The supporting structure is generally a house, a garage, a shed, a fence, or any wall structure that can support it. It resembles one half of an even-spanned house. It is comparatively cheaper. A Quonset-shaped greenhouse is easy to build from inexpensive, easy-to-manipulate materials. It can be framed with PVC, plastic pipe, or wood, then covered with rigid or soft plastics. A-shape is a popular design for mountain cabins. A-shaped greenhouse has the ability to shed snow. Also, it is cheaper cost-wise. The Gothic arched greenhouse resembles the A-frame house in shape and design. A dome-shaped greenhouse has the look of the future. This shape is called geodesic dome because the framework consists of geometric shapes, usually triangles, put together. It is cheaper. Where space is a problem, a window greenhouse may be the answer. The prefabricated greenhouses can be fitted in the standard window openings. Flowers and foliage plants at the window create a pleasant view from both inside and outside, but here the growing space is limited.
Some prospective owners prefer to buy a professionally engineered, prefabricated model of a greenhouse, but most of them will like to get their greenhouse constructed. Common materials for the construction of a greenhouse are bricks, walls, concrete, plastic, metals, etc.
Various parts that make up the greenhouse structure are foundation, frame, walls, roof, and floor. When these are put together, it creates a shell designed to contain an environment for growing plants. Each of these parts in some form is necessary for greenhouse structure. Many of the new building materials being used in greenhouses are soft plastic coverings and PVC pipe frames. Such greenhouses are less permanent than the traditional greenhouses made of glass and metal. Depending upon the climate, available finances, and expected performance of the greenhouse, the gardeners decide to build a permanent or temporary greenhouse. A foundation is essential, especially for permanent greenhouses. It may be of concrete or brick. It is constructed above or at ground level. It forms a base, a upon which the greenhouse rests. Metal frames are generally considered to be the strongest and the most substantial. Metal frames are most often made of iron or aluminium. However, they are expensive. Greenhouse frames can also be made from wood. They are less expensive than that made of metal. The life expectancy of a greenhouse depends greatly on the strength and durability of its frame. The framework shapes and supports the structure and holds fast the wall and ceiling coverings. Glass, rigid plastic, and soft plastic are most frequently used materials for covering greenhouse walls and roofs. The floors of the greenhouse should be functional and aesthetic. The floor may be made by using stones or brick. The walkway should be firm, non-skid, easy to clean, and durable. For the drainage of excess water, drainage system should be installed during the construction of the foundation. Greenhouse plants are usually grown on tables for easy access. These tables may be made of iron or aluminium. In permanent greenhouses, generally, platforms of cement and brick are made. There is usually a path in the middle of a greenhouse. The benches or platforms are placed on either sides. For small plants, additional space can be created by building benches in the shape of gradually sloping amphitheater. Cost is one of the crucial factors which should be taken care of before starting the greenhouse construction. By using some waste material as well as cheaper material, gardeners and farmers can own a low-cost greenhouse where climate control is possible to some extent.
Construction of foundation, floor, roofs, walls is not enough for a perfect greenhouse. For absolute climate control, installation of certain systems is necessary. These systems include heating, ventilation, cooling, etc. Our next program will enlighten our viewers about these systems, their operation, and their efficacy in controlling the climate within the greenhouse.